Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about one of the first big signings to happen on today, July 1st, James Van Riemsdyk signing with the Philadelphia Flyers. It's pretty much been reported by everybody on Twitter, every credible source on Twitter. You got Elliot Friedman, you got all those guys, and they pretty much said the exact same thing. He's headed to Philadelphia. Now, a few guys have reported the AAV and the term, which we'll get into. But first, let's talk about his stats from this season. He had 81 games played this season with the Toronto Maple Leafs, 36 goals, 18 assists for 54 points. He had a Corsi percentage of 55.6, which is all in all is pretty fantastic. But of course, JVR's backstory is that he was drafted and was developing with the Philadelphia Flyers. Of course, drafted second overall, I think in 2007, and he goes way back as well. He hadn't played most of his career with Philadelphia. I think he played like 3 seasons with them. Ended up getting traded to Toronto, where he played about 6 seasons, and of course, here we are. So JVR getting reunited with his old team here, getting back into Philadelphia. And a fun fact, all the contracts that he has signed have been with Philadelphia. He signed his first contract with Philadelphia, then he got traded to Toronto, and now he's getting his second contract with the Philadelphia Flyers. So that's just a little bit of a fact that I thought was amazing. Now, of course, let's get into the contract details. He gets signed for 5 years at $7 million per year. Now, my prediction was for him to get signed 6x6 with the New Jersey Devils, but obviously he's prioritizing a little bit more, money than it goes to terms. So that's an interesting strategy right there for JVR. Only 5 years. I thought he was going to get like 6 or 7, but 5 years is pretty respectable when you're making $7 million per year. So even though he's not getting 6 years per se, or 7 years, I still think that it's obviously a lucrative contract for him. It's a lot of money for Philadelphia to be investing when they got guys like Wayne Simmons that they got to re-sign, and a bunch of young guys on the defense core and all that they need to re-sign. It's risky, very, very risky for Philadelphia, and I said that for whoever was signing JVR. JVR is a pure goal scorer. He's a one-trick pony, and if you expect him to do much more than score goals, you're frankly going to be quite disappointed. He's a goal scorer at heart. He can't play defense. We know that for sure. He was with he was with Bozak as his center for most of the season, and that line was one of the worst defensive lines in the league when it came to advanced stats. So don't expect him to play defense. That's for sure. So one, don't expect him to play defense. Physicality, he has some physicality. I will give him that. He's not great at it, but he can bring it sometimes. And playmaking, he doesn't like to pass the puck too much. He likes to shoot and to knock the puck in deflection-wise, which I'd give him credit is Philadelphia Flyers hockey, which of course he came from. So if you expect him to do too much, then produce offense and wasn't really scoring goals, you're going to be disappointed, especially Flyers fans that are watching this right now. So, of course, I know a lot of Flyers fans that are cautious about this contract already, but please do that so you brace yourselves for this. This is a long contract, and if you're getting yourselves into these big contracts in the UFA period, you're going to get some bad ones. So just be prepared for this contract to not work out, because obviously you have to pay a lot more for UFAs than you do if you had just RFAs. So these guys are going to get a lot more overpaid than they probably would otherwise. So, again, I don't like that he's getting paid $7 million for Philadelphia, but in this free agency class where it's so weak, I definitely see why Philadelphia paid that much for him. It doesn't make sense at all, but in such a weak class, one of the better guys is going to get paid a lot more. And with Philadelphia, they might just be that sucker that pays $7 million for a pure goal scorer. But again, it's a lot of cap and a lot of term locked up on one guy. For Philadelphia, I don't know if it's the best idea going forward with a lot of young guys that they're going to have to re-sign. I mean, 5 years isn't too bad, but it's still a long time. So they're going to have this wrapped up for a while unless they somehow trade him somewhere. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, what JVR plays like back in Philadelphia. I think he'll play well, especially if he's with a better center than Tyler Bozak, especially if he gets power play time. I could see him getting, once again, 36 goals or maybe even 40, just because he is so good at scoring goals. And he's just been fantastic at that for a long time. He's going to score goals, don't get me wrong. But again, if you're expecting him to do too much more, you're going to be disappointed. So set your expectations low for everything else. But for the goal scorer, I think he'll score at least 35 goals, especially if he gets played with the right guys. So that's going for today, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe. Comment below what you think of this new contract for James Van Riemsdyk. Do you think it's good? Do you think the Flyers overpaid? What do you think? Tell me down below. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.